All right. Morning. Wakey, wakey. Guess who ain't been to sleep? Because all you Cleveland fans have kept me up all night. Crying. Crying to me. Jeezy Worldwide, what's up? I told everybody this is where the live chat was going to be. They wasn't going to stop me. That's why I told them to sub here. Make sure you sub. They ain't going to be able to stop us. We going to keep it moving. But the Cleveland Cavalier fans, oh my goodness, you guys have been crying and whining and why did they get Kevin Durant? They got a super team. It's the super team. What happened to defend the land? This is all politics, Jeezy. They trying to hold some type of thing against me, some type of takedown notice for some video that I appealed it. The first 30 seconds it was up because it's a BS appeal. Now they trying to wait all these days till they review it. What they want to do is wait till the NBA Finals is over. Then they're going to go and review it and be like, oh, okay, you can go live again. No, I'm going live now. And you ain't stopping me. Kyrie was already hurt all throughout the playoffs. Playing with the injured leg, everything. He's fine. He's got plenty of rest. He's the best he's ever going to be right now. They definitely wasn't saying that about... He dropped bowls on YouTube. They definitely wasn't talking about that when Steph Curry got hurt. Now, wasn't he? But we're not here to cry over spilt milk. We here to address these Cleveland Cavalier fans. Because all night they was all huffing and puffing and crying and whining and like Golden State won already. It was completely, I'm like, it's 2-0. You were down 2-0 last year. This game 3 is very important. Because Golden State don't normally win game 3. That's why they only favored by 3 points. But that means Cleveland has to stop Golden State from scoring over 115 points, which they haven't been able to do. Oh, this is what the crazy fans is talking about, Willis. First thing they said, it's a super team. Let's go ahead and address that. It's a super team that we're going up against. We're playing against a super team. When did they get Kevin Durant? Last year? Or when the season was over? During the offseason, they got Kevin Durant. So, it's a super team now because they got Kevin Durant. Okay. They say, and I'm like, how are they super? Well, they got Draymond Green, Thompson, Clay, Steph Curry. Now they got Kevin Durant. They have 4 superstars on their team. I said, wow. Nobody's ever had 4. I said, okay. So all 4 were in an all-star game. So you consider that a super team. But they won 72 games last year. They won 60-something this year. 70-something last year, 60-something this year. But this is the better team than last year. That's what you said, right? But you didn't say they had a super team last year and they won 70-something games. They broke the record. But we won't go there. Let's stay in the now. Let's look at Cleveland. They got LeBron James. They have Kyrie Irving. They have Kevin Love. And now they have Kyle Korver. who's an all-star, former all-star. You got 4 stars on your team, buddy. Cleveland got 4 stars on their team. Oh my God. Where did that come from? Now, you're going to say, well, Kyle Korver didn't go to the All-Star game this year. He went last year. Y'all put him on the bench. Y'all wanted to start J.R. Smith and all these other bums. That's your mistake. That ain't their fault that you guys don't have a system. Do you think they win just because of those 4 players? No. They win because they share the basketball. They won games when Kevin Durant wasn't there. Steph Curry took over. When Kevin Durant was hurt, what did they look like? What did Golden State look like when he was hurt? They won a lot of games when he was hurt. They gelled together. They moved the ball. They looked unbeatable and unstoppable. Steph Curry was looking like MVP. And they were beating all the MVP candidates. They was beating the Spurs. They was beating OKC. They beat Houston twice. They were waxing people. They learned how to play without Kevin in the lineup. And they were still unbeatable. Because they have a good system. Now, the next question they had. Why everybody when LeBron win, they say it's fixed. But when y'all win, it ain't fixed no more. It's all fixed, buddy. When did we ever say that? But there's no way in any conceivable notion a team like Cleveland can beat a team like Golden State. They don't play the right game of basketball to beat them. Translation, they don't share the basketball. They don't move the ball around enough. They don't have the personnel that's young enough or putting in the work ethic that can keep up with Golden State. Golden State work ethic dwarfs them. Dwarfs them. They're not ready for that. And that's drafted talent. Kevin Durant is the X factor. I told you that before the finals started. I said Kevin Durant is the X factor. That is the title of my video. So when people say it's fixed, of course it's fixed, or you wouldn't be here, Cleveland. Understand that. If it was fixed, wasn't fixed, you wouldn't be here. Do you understand? We'll be watching Milwaukee or Washington. We wouldn't be watching Cleveland. If this thing was not rigged, it's rigged because you're here. You're the living proof that this thing is rigged. Because your team sucks. Period. The team sucks. There's no way about it. The way you play basketball sucks. You guys are one pass out. LeBron offensive fouling, throwing up the ball. They do not look good at all. They have one game when they're catching and hitting all these threes. The next game they can't buy a shot. They're done. The NBA put you here because they have to sell it. And the ratings of the final is going to be high again. And they're going to say, see, we had a success. No, because you're hurting the playoffs. Now people are just going to start waiting till the finals. So it's like, why you have a playoff? Nobody's going to care. You made the whole other 28 teams a sideshow. And you Cleveland fans just don't want to acknowledge it. That's why I just hope and pray that they get swept. Oh, gosh. Just get this thing over with quick. 4 straight pop, 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 pop. Like popcorn. Pop them right out of the playoffs. I would love that so much because that's why I'm so focused on Game 3. Game 3 is going to reveal everything to me. In Game 3, we're going to see how Cleveland handles everything. How the referees are going to try to help Cleveland. They need help. They can't contend with the Golden State Warriors. That's why they're not showing up in the chat. They already know what time it is. There were no Cleveland fans before LeBron. And then they was like, well, there was never 4 stars on a team before. I remember the Detroit Pistons beat Karl Malone, Gary Payton, Shaq, and Kobe Bryant. 4 stars on a team. Not to mention Robert Horry. I think they had Big Shot Bob at the time. And his luck ran out. So those were 4 stars on the team. And they lost to a Detroit Piston team that really had no stars at the time. Nobody really knew who they were. They just outplayed them. So the people that's making excuses here is Cleveland. Golden State don't have to make excuses. Y'all have to make excuses. Going into the finals, you guys was pumped. Couldn't be talked out your game. Now everything switches around. And then y'all like, oh, it's Kevin Durant. He normally sucks in the finals. Sucks in the finals. Where you get that from? Oh, you ain't talking about LeBron James. He put up 28. He had a triple-double. Up and again, it's Kyrie who ain't doing nothing. See? See how they do? When Kyrie hit the shot and win the game in the 4th quarter and bring him back, oh, it's because of Bron. But when Kyrie can't get going, he scored 19 points, but y'all had the ball and kept the ball away from him the entire game, then want him to turn it on when y'all get tired, and he couldn't do it that game. All of a sudden, Kyrie need to step up. He sucked. We would have won if Kyrie would have stepped up. Bron did his job. Bron did all that in the first half. Bron ran out of gas in the 3rd. He was done. But that's how you Cleveland fans think. Stats, stats, stats. Right? Well, here's a stat for you. 63% of the points in the entire 2 games of the NBA Finals have been scored on who? LeBron James. 63% of the points that the Golden State Warriors have scored has been on him. The best player on the team, King James, right? They scoring 63% of the points on him. Where are your stats now? Still want to talk about 28, 14, 11? Steph Curry had a triple-double too. I'm just saying. That stat ain't going to be shown, which shows one thing. Yo boy don't play defense. All he does is piggyback and chase down blocks. You can't compare him to Jordan. Jordan would defend the best player out there. Scottie Pippen would even do that. Kobe has done that. But LeBron, he got to get stuck defending somebody. He can't no more. He can't ever. They was like, look at the defensive job he did on Kevin Durant when they played. Kevin Durant averaged 30 points a game when they played in the OKC series. This is what I'll talk about where Skip gets delusional. Because he'll look at one play and just think all rest of the plays were that same way. Skip get caught in the moment sometimes. And he goes off these storylines. Kevin Durant did his job. Russell Westbrook did his job. The people that didn't step up was James Harden. James Harden did what he normally does. He normally would come off the bench and score about 20 points off the bench. In the finals, he was barely averaging 12. He choked. He did the same thing he did in Houston the past 2 years. That's what he does. He chokes when the pressure is on. He's not that guy. Kevin Durant did his job. He scored 36 and embarrassed LeBron in the very first game. They whistled him out of the game in game 2, and he still got 30 points. Have to watch the game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how many times must I say it. Kevin Durant has not had a bad finals. They was like, oh, Steph Curry, he played like crap in the finals last year. Steph Curry did not shoot the ball from the 3 relatively well because he was injured. We all know that. But he averaged 26 points a game in the NBA finals. But that's good if it's Bron. But it ain't good if you Steph Curry. See, Cleveland fans don't want to hear reality. They want to hear BS. Your team is manufactured garbage. We know how you got the players you got. We know there were unfair trades. We know all of it. So all the things I keep putting up with the better call Adam Silver, all that stuff, look, I'm telling you, this is why, because this stuff is happening. LeBron James, the commissioner of the NBA, has said they have the union meeting. He is in those meetings in the union. He's not the union president, but he's like an assistant to the union president. So he sits in on these meetings to find out what's going on in the league, things that need to be changed. LeBron in there bringing up ideas on things that need to be changed. I don't think LeBron James should represent all of the players in the NBA unless the NBA voted him to be there. I've never heard that before in my life. Whoever's the president of the players union normally is an active NBA player. That person is represented and voted for by all the other NBA players. Isaiah Lord Thomas III was the in charge of the basketball union, and the players elected him that because he fought for the players and got the players more money and less money for the agents. It saved them 5% extra in their pockets instead of paying out to agents. You were keeping that in your pockets. That's what Isaiah Thomas did for all the players in the NBA at that time. Buck, what's his name? Buck Thompson or Buck Johnson from Buck Williams from Portland Trail Blazers. He replaced Isaiah Thomas once Isaiah was getting ready to leave as the players union rep, the president of the players union. Now, who's it been going to since then? I have not really been keeping up, but I know them too. And I know LeBron James is not the head of the players union. So why he's in these meetings, I have no idea. Who voted or elected LeBron James to be in there? And I'm glad. That's why I posted it. And that's why they don't want me to do live videos. I was doing such a live feed during the game, they couldn't take it. They were so upset at the idea of me even doing that. They were, shut it down, shut it down, shut it down, down. So, why I still fight to get that back, and I will get it back. There was no copyright infringement. It was completely a lie. I've written letters to them and everything. They're trying not to respond, acting like they didn't get them. Oh, no. They know. That's why it's taking so long. If it was a copyright infringement, I'd have had my letter back the same day saying, you copyright infringement. We looked at it, copyright infringe. No, it's not that at all. They know they have to overturn it and give it back to me. That's why they take it every single last day to do it. They're going to milk it all the way out to the last day, 10 days or whatever. They're going to wait till the finals is over. But they can't stop Scream things. The best in movies, entertainment, everything. We got it all. Everybody's afraid of some type of truth. They would rather live in the lie. Now, let's look at other issues that the Cleveland fans was talking about. Well, how do they expect us? Right, it's like, how do they expect us to play when the referees is letting Steph Curry get away with traveling? He's carrying the ball. Come on. Cleveland, are you finna talk about traveling? Do you want to talk about traveling? Do you want to talk about fouls? Do you want to talk about turnovers? Right, we ain't gonna go there. We are not going to go there. You're crying and your tears. It's only 2-0. But they realize this team is much more dangerous. Strong Island, I don't know. I might come there one day. It's just that y'all in Staten Island, y'all in New York, East Coast, period. Y'all parking situation is terrible. Terrible. There's nowhere to park. I see why people don't own cars. I would not own a car if I was in New York. Unless you live there and have a pass or something. You can't park nowhere in New York. You can't even go to the store and park. It's like, my goodness, dude. Y'all take up every space. It's so packed in. I'm like, there's no space. Y'all don't even have alleys. I'm like, this is nuts. I wonder why people in New York crazy and uptight. Oh no. Draymond Green we've been knowing Draymond Green almost his entire life. Put it that way. Draymond was a baby when the Pistons won the back-to-back championships. But my cousin is from Saginaw. I told you he used to be a consultant for the Detroit Pistons. He was at the game with Draymond. Draymond gave him VIP, all that stuff. I might put up some of the video. He was at game too. He took a picture with Adam Silver, all these guys. You know, that's my family. That's my first cousin. All Dre, we've known him through that whole connection. His father, I think it's his stepfather. I don't know if it's real father, but I think it's his stepfather. Before he divorced the wife, you know, he's real nice to all of us and everything. But like him and Dre didn't really see eye to eye and all that stuff. And he grew up with the Bears and all that. You don't, if you live in New York, you do not need a car. You don't need a driver's license. You don't need nothing. Get on the trains, and that's it. Trains and walking. I'll Uber. Just let me out. Cabs. That place was not designed for parking. I don't know who structured that place, but it needs to be redone. I said, man, this is why people nuts. And if you from the West Coast or something like that, and people they invade your space real deep. Especially the deeper you get into New York, the deeper they violate your space. They be like this to you, yo, man. So I was saying, man, you know what I'm saying? You know, yeah, we can go do that, you know, do the whole thing, you know, the whole night. Yeah, you know, that's what we do. They're that close to you. That's New York. That is New York. 100% in your grill. That's a regular conversation for them. I don't know how many times you got to do this. Hey, all right, man. Yeah, I ain't from here, man. See this elbow? Yeah, you don't come past this line. Stay right there. I stay right here. I can hear you. You don't have to get all up on me. Man. And then everything really means a lot. And it really means nothing in New York. You know what I'm saying, son? You know what I'm saying? He's clowning, man. You know what I'm saying? Then it's going to be like $5, man. $5? just to go to the store, you know what I'm saying, and get him a Lucy, you know, for this little bird, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, whatever. Don't ask anyone for directions. Directions? Asking somebody in New York for directions is like an insult. What? What you mean? Do I know how? Do I know what? What? Huh? Do I know what? What you think I don't live here? Yeah, I know where I'm going. No, you want to know where you going? Oh, where I'm at? Where you at? Oh, you don't know where you at, son? You don't know where you at? Confrontational. A lot of testosterone there. I'm too laid back for New York. If I come to New York, it's going to be, I'm here, all right, I'm back. Go, bye. Now, back to this Cleveland situation. The Cleveland Cavs. Now, the Cleveland Cavaliers situation is dire at best because you have a coach who can't really coach. Not saying that he can't. He's not allowed to. He has a star player that won't allow him to implement what he wants to implement on the court. Tyronn Lue doesn't agree 90% with what LeBron James is doing. He wants LeBron to sit more. I wouldn't drive to Cleveland. If I do, I'd drive my car like a bullet and run everybody down. But Coach Lue, he don't really agree with the plan that LeBron got. But LeBron like, I brought you here so you can support everything I say. That's why you're in this coaching position. So you shut up and let me run this like I want to run it. So no matter what Coach Lue is calling up in the huddle, they not even running it because he's like, yo, more energy. Come on, guys. More energy. That's what we need. Energy, y'all. Come on, man. Be aggressive. Being aggressive, is that a play? That's a play? Be aggressive is a play? More energy? I'd be like, oh, okay, let me turn myself up. I was on 5. Let me turn it to 10. All right, let's go. All it is LeBron James. They're going to try to build Cleveland up big in this game in the first quarter. Let Cleveland jump out to a big lead because they're going to need that and try to sustain it. But Golden State has figured them out. They figured them out in the second game they played in Oakland. And everybody said, oh, that game didn't mean nothing. Oh, it did. See, what you didn't understand is that at the end of the first game in Cleveland, they were wondering how Cleveland was even in the game with them. You see, you got to realize that game was at Christmas. They were still really getting to know each other and who was going to take what in the floor of the game. They were still getting, their position. They figured it out. That's how they got back in the game. Cleveland was up big in that game. They came back because they realized they owed. And they didn't have the players they got now, the Darren Williams and all these guys that they went and got. They got older. Darren Williams is done. He hasn't scored yet in the finals. 2 games and he ain't scored. Why was Channing Frye sitting in game 1? Why didn't he not play? If anybody's not going to play, it should be Tristan Thompson. Draymond Green and Tristan Thompson make the same amount of money. Do you understand how messed up that is? What did he ever exhibit, even before the deal, to say Tristan Thompson got a future? There are no big man left in the NBA that play the post. You should be scoring 45 a game. They should be having to tell you to stop scoring. Like, man, look, you scoring too much, Tristan. We know you the only big man down here. You got to let somebody else get there. I didn't see Channing. I saw Channing Frye play the second game. I didn't see him play at all in game one. I didn't see Channing Frye play at all in game one. He doesn't need offensive moves. If you're talking about Tristan Thompson, yeah, he really don't have any offensive moves. Tristan Thompson, his thing is they work on the post game and work on stuff that he's not finna do in the game. That's why I'm like, why are y'all practicing? Because, see, I watch the practices, too. A lot of people don't watch the practices. I watch them because I want to see what they're working on. Kevin Love, I could see doing these drills. Tristan Thompson's not finna be in the post backing nobody down and going up. That's not, you might as well don't even practice that because he ain't finna do that. Your thing is crash the boards, boxing out. But Tristan Thompson, his whole game, and I've seen him play, it's all mental. When the game is happening, it's happening too fast for him. He can't think. He don't know what's the next step. His basketball IQ is if it's A to F, he's Z. His basketball IQ is terrible. All he knows is foul and fluky stuff. It's amazing that this guy has a $80 million contract. And he can't even be on the court. You can't even depend on him to be on the court. When Golden State goes small, they can run you up and down the court. Yeah, he's fluky. He's a walking accident. JaVale comes in and gives you about 5-6 minutes a game because they know his basketball IQ is very limited too. He makes a lot of mistakes sometimes, but he's very aggressive and he's a good rim protector. He has a live body, unlike Tristan Thompson. He can contest. He goes to contest. He sellouts to contest. And he gives them that extra 5 minutes that they need. They don't even need Zaza out there because of the way Cleveland plays. They don't even need Zaza. Zaza has game one, he was great at boxing out Tristan Thompson. You start the game with that. They're going to try to foul Zaza out early so that Golden State have to get out their comfort zone and have to go to their moves early. But it don't matter because once it gets small, they're going to run. And if you don't know how to slow the game down, and the way you slow it down is fouls. You're going to have to get a lot of fouls. You're going to have to get a lot of breaths, go to the free throw line. All those stoppages in play gives you the breaks and the rest that you need. But Golden State know how to run. And that's the strategy they've been using since they played them again in Oakland. They ran them out the gym. They ran them out of Oakland and said, see, they don't have the conditioning. They can't run with us. And I guarantee you they know. They smoke. While they blowing it out, Golden State's like, we on the bikes. Because we finna run them into the ground. Oh, everybody know JR got it. Now, who all taking a hit? I don't know. Now they saying Kyrie taking a hit. I'm like, I wouldn't put it past Bron. Bron, that's like somebody said in the thing. He that's why he did the interview back there. He didn't want to miss his rotation. He was too paranoid to go to the booth. That weed done got him all paranoid. They gonna know I'm high. They can smell it on me. No, they can't, Bron. No, I ain't going out there. They gotta come in here. No, Bron, you good. No, I'm not good. They know. No, see, Cleveland is one pass and shoot. They play individual basketball. You got away with that last year in the finals due to situations. Draymond Green suspended a game. You lost Bogut, your big man. He was very essential from passing that in the post. Iggy got hurt in game 6. So once Iguodala couldn't guard LeBron James and he keeps trying to guard LeBron James, now you got an even extra bigger problem. See, that's the thing. Golden State don't have to beat Cleveland with threes. They don't. Cleveland is shooting more threes than Golden State. And they still losing by 20. Why? Because they don't play interior defense. You have to be able to stop the other person on the other side. If you don't stop them, it's not going to work.
Enforcement, business owners, and educators, for example.
And I'm glad y'all here too, because I'm finna show you exactly what I mean.
More than a career.
See, I'm gonna show y'all something. See, this is what people don't watch. Warm-ups. See, everybody will focus for Steph. They'll show Steph warm-ups. You get to find out a lot about the players and what they do when they warm up. Players have a system. When they warm up, they have a consistent system that they use. Steph is a system guy. Now, first thing he does, he starts his dribbling for his warm-up for the game. He gets laced up, he gets a ball, and then they go right into his routine. That's what I want. I want them to show that no matter what Adam Silver and LeBron throw at them, they're ready. See, that's how he starts it off. He starts off with the dribble. They give him the ball, he starts his dribbling. That's how he warms up. Oh no, he takes it seriously. It's just routine. You don't want to break your routine. Routine is everything. No, well, Steph, Michael Rappaport is cool. I hope he run for president. I'll vote for Rappaport. Rappaport is nuts. How many Tyronn Lue does it take to screw in a light bulb? One, because he going to drive to go get the light bulb, and he going to screw it in as soon as they tell him to do it. LeBron tell him to screw it in. Now, what Steph also does is he does one leg shots. A lot of people haven't seen that method done before. He'll shoot off one leg, then he'll switch the legs up. What that does is give you strength on your legs. So when you do push-offs, when you like in a jam and you do those one leg takeoff shots, Steph, you see he's doing it. He's doing his crane kick, like the Karate Kid. The crane down your side. See, one leg, come up, shoot it. Oh, it's a good technique of balance, concentration. But it gets your legs live, so your legs don't come out flat. Now he's gonna practice his half court shot. See, that's why you practice this stuff. So when the game comes, it's not a bit of a surprise because you've been doing it. And there he is. And what they working on. He can't even get past the coach. Dude ain't probably played in 10 years and you still can't even get past him. Fluky self lost the ball then too. He should have been out there for 6 hours. Now what Steph is practicing is a different shot. This is a high arcer that he wants to throw all the way up. To see how high he can throw it up, to see if it drops. Rainbows is what we used to call them. I know, he can't even back down James Posey. You saw that? See, I tell you, these practices you see a lot in the practices in the shoot around. And thanks to social media now, we get to watch a lot of this stuff. You see a lot of flaws, you see a lot of bad habits. But Steph do the same thing, routine, every time he's out. Why would you run a play for Tristan Thompson? I don't blame LeBron. He wouldn't touch the ball unless he pick up table scraps. And even then, he better throw the ball to somebody. I don't want him doing nothing. You getting out rebounded by somebody else off the bench. Steph Curry has more rebounds than Tristan Thompson. Tristan in 2 games have combined 8 rebounds. Steph Curry had 10 in 1 game. That is the exclamation point right there. And then the rest of you Cavs fans like, man, why don't you get on? You always talking about them. Why you ain't talking about us? I was like, man, I do talk about y'all. The rest of the team. They was like, it ain't just LeBron's fault. 63% of the plays are scored on LeBron James. It's his fault too. He's the winner. He the guy you give all the credit to when the game is over and they win. But now you don't want to give him credit when it's time for the losses. He ain't responsible. Now everybody else got to step up. If you ain't doing your job defensively, you supposed to set the tone. You the leader of the team. Nah, they keep cutting away the commercial and stuff. So when they come back, I guess we'll see it. When he at home, he gonna show. See, that's the thing. LeBron's a front runner. I keep telling y'all that. When the game first starts, he ain't got no pressure on him. LeBron gonna play his heart out. Oh, and that's it. That's how he ends practice. Oh, they hit me with a copyright takedown. Like somebody issued a takedown for no reason. That's why. And they know it's wrong because whenever you contest, and normally they come right back if it's something wrong. Like, nah, we watched it and we found that. Nah, this wasn't like that at all. Exactly. I didn't even show the TV. They want to wait till after the finals. But that's why I'm live now. That's why I say make sure y'all follow this channel and hit notifications. Because when they go live tonight, I'm going live. So everybody here know I'm going live tonight. And this is how he ends his practice. This is it. This is how he ends his warm-up before the game starts. And that's it. That's how Steph does it. Now, it makes sense for Kevin Love to be out here doing this. And they was like, man, what happened to Kevin Love, man? He was on fire, man. And he showed, no, Bron froze him out. LeBron froze him out. When the guy's rolling, Bron wanted to do his own thing. Kev was rolling. Kev was doing one catch, turn around and shoot. But when LeBron gets rolling, and the problem with LeBron is he's too ball dominant. He would be more effective if he didn't bring the ball up, if he went in the post. And have them bring the ball and get him the ball in the post. He would save more energy. Nobody's going to bang with you in the post. LeBron can only do one thing. And the only thing LeBron could do is he's a rhythm shooter. He likes to bring the ball up. He's not somebody throwing him the ball, he catch it. He got to dribble a couple of times before he shoots. He dribble into his shots. That's why he has the ball in his hand all the time. So all this, we need a ball handler. No. You need a defender, a ball defender. Last year, Dellavedova gave Steph Curry fits. Curry couldn't really push off on the knee like he could. It took away his speed because his knee was messed up. He couldn't make those certain cuts no more. So he was playing, but he wasn't 100%. So he couldn't make the cuts, and everybody's like, Dellavedova did great. I'm like, Dellavedova, the only reason that he was in front of Steph Curry so much because Curry couldn't cross him. His lateral movement, that cross going backwards, when you need to push off that joint, he had like an MCL sprain. That thing is sore. You need that when you do your lateral movement, side to side. That's what that joint muscle is. So when Steph do the cross, he can't take off. He got to stay right where he's at. So he had no choice but to force up 3-point shots and vice versa. He can't post up because he never played the post. He played in high school. You would forget, if he'd have went to college, they would have tried to fix his entire repertoire because it would have made him a better player earlier. But he came right out of high school. He started running up and down the court. He plays with his face to the basket. He cannot play with his back to the basket. He doesn't know how. His left hand isn't that good. It's not that strong. So when Michael Jordan made that statement and they like, LeBron made a left hand layup, that doesn't mean he has a strong left hand or it's weak. His left hand is weak. You force LeBron left like you would force Michael Jordan. He wants to go right. He doesn't want to go left. I'm glad you're here, JT. But LeBron, he just want to go one direction all the time. He likes to cross left and comes back over to his right and go up over the top. They play LeBron so much they know how to guard him. They know all his tendencies. Yes, finish with the left hand jam, left hand layup, right? No left hand hooks off the glass. No nothing. He's getting by on his athleticism. He does possess some skill. You know, he started to develop that at being years in the league, knowing to recognize certain defensive sets. But when you don't have the energy level to keep up anymore, 32 is like dog years. In NBA, that means you're like 50. You're on your way out. And he's been playing at the high level since 18. So he's like 32 to the fifth power. He's on his way out. Oh, of course the refs are going to get involved. They finna come over with baseball bats and everything. As soon as the game starts, whee, boom, the refs are hitting him with bats and sticks. They're stomping Kevin Durant. Hold his leg. Whack. See you try to run now. Go ahead, Bron, do your thing. Oh, I'm waiting to see the game. Everybody's awaiting this game for that reason only. I'm glad because it's putting Kevin Durant right where he needs to be. When you do it on the world stage, it shut people up. Now they talking about, is Kevin Durant better than LeBron James? Have we had this wrong all along? He didn't quieted Rihanna. You ain't seen Rihanna since game 1. She ain't going to Cleveland. She gonna be, I'm not going back out there to support the king. Until he play like a king, I cannot show back up. Tell her she only going with the winner. LeBron gonna be, hey, Riri, yeah, let's get out of here. Well, you didn't win. Dellavedova plays better defense. Amon Sherbert is playing to the best of his ability. He cannot score and be effective on the score. Even though he's aggressive, he's not scoring the basketball. It's a great effort, but you cannot give Golden State that many opportunities. As you can see, as I told people, that stat I told people matters. They are scoring 1 out of every 4 possessions. If they're scoring 1 out of every 4 possessions, you're in trouble. If Golden State is up 3 or 4, they can hold the lead for the whole game. As you saw, they were up 3, they were up 1, they were up 2. You could never catch them. You spending all that time and energy trying to just catch up with them. That's how good they are, because defensively you can't stop them. They just scored 135 points. And then this team could run off streaks of 11 in a row, 7 in a row. Cleveland's not capable of putting up those type of runs. Golden State could put on a 12-0 run, an 11-0 run. Well, Sherbet Ice Cream, he need to get back on the block with the BDs, because he ain't doing nothing but getting high in the playoffs. Look how many times they go after the ball, slap the ball in the air. Little guards are creeping in there. They want it more. Who on Cleveland haven't won an NBA championship? Kyle Korver, Darren Williams. The rest of these guys just won last year. They good. Kevin Durant never won. He wants to win. Steph Curry, they lost last year, and he took a blunt of the blame. He wants to win. Draymond Green, they blame him for losing the finals last year. And he blames himself. He wants to win. Kevin Durant ain't never won an NBA title before. He wasn't here last year. He was here in 2011. He wants to win. So when you got a team on the other side, they want it more than you. Because they feel they got something to prove. I hope they go 16-0 like the New England Patriots. They finna put up the Patriots on them. Run the gauntlet. They've been scoring 40 in the first quarter almost every playoff game, or close to it, 37. If they put up a 37 burger, game over. If Cleveland don't hold these boys to 20-some points or less, it's all over. Oh, yeah, there was nothing like Boston Brady. When Freak came there, it was a freak of nature. But this year, Brady got a freak and and Cook. But we'll see what happens. I was telling you before they won it that this was all set up from the first championship. Y'all just got to go back to my videos and watch them. I know they're a year old, but if you go back and watch them like I've been watching them because they've been popping up, I'm like, man, I made this a year ago? Man, I'm a genius. I'm like, I am a genius because that's exactly what happened. They saw the results of the first championship and they said, okay, this is what's going to happen. We're going to bring them back and do a trilogy. They've never had a trilogy before. This was going to be the first one ever. People were like, man, the Lakers and Celtics played every year. No, they never did. They always have an interruption in between that. Now they wanted to have a trilogy. And now so they could set up a rubber match. Golden State won the first year, and I said Cleveland's going to win next year. Then the very next year, and I told you, I said, now I'm going to tell you right now, this is before they had Kevin Durant, who's going to win it next year? Golden State. And that's how it's going to end and interrupt, and they might do it down the road one more time after next year. One of these teams won't be back next year. People are like, no, they're going to run it back for 4 times. No, they're not. They're not. They're not going to do it 4 times in a row. They're going to interrupt this. One of these teams won't make it. They'll make it to the finals. No, I didn't say sweep. I was saying that that this was going to go down to 6 games. I didn't have it going 7. I had it going 6 because, we got to still see how it goes. My buddy, he's losing money. He still believes that Cleveland going to win. He's like, it's going to go 7 games again, and Cleveland's going to win it. I'm like, you kidding me? You telling me Golden State's only going to win 1 more game? He's like, yep. Cleveland going to win 2 in a row. Golden State going to win game 5. Cleveland going to win game 6. And then game 7, Cleveland going to take it. I'm like, you broke down the thing like that? He's like, yep. That's how it's going to go. But I would be thinking like that too if I spent my money. He believes somebody's going to pay Steph Curry off. He said Curry's going to start playing terrible and start turning the ball over left and right. And he's going to start giving the ball to Cleveland. I'm like, dude, you believing in too much garbage. There's no way Cleveland beats Golden State. I don't even think if the only way that they beat Golden State, if Golden State bus is delayed and they miss the entire game and they win by default, I still don't think Golden State will lose. He'd be like, Durant has 4 fouls in the second quarter, right along with Draymond Green, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. Oh, I want them to win on Cleveland home floor. I might drive up to Cleveland just for that celebration. Oh yeah, they wouldn't let me out of jail. They gonna be, we know who you are, Karceno. We got your picture right here in the department. Saying if you ever come to Ohio again, we gonna lock you up. We got 16 murders you were never in town for that we could charge you for. I need some of that for my core. Well, I want to see them, like he's saying, he did all he could. He taking Draymond out the game. They came in here thinking Draymond, we just get Dre in foul trouble, we got a shot. Nah, that's the neighbor's dog. What's up, Mr. Archibald? Well, see, the thing is, it shifted. The Lakers, once Dr. Bus passed away, that was basically it for the Lakers. They went in transition. Now, you got a whole different movement going on. 7 straight finals. Who else they gonna put there? That's the thing. They make it like it's like a record. He made it to 7 straight NBA finals. Anybody could make it. That's like saying Ric Flair, 16-time wrestling world champion. If your buddy's pulling the strings, you gonna make it. You letting the Revenge of the Nerd guy come in here with his little satchel purse. Is that your purse? That's a nice purse. Boom. Look at the banners. You see that? That's the only thing they got. 46, 47, 55, and 56. Then 74, 75. And there it is. 14 and 15. They got 4 banners. Booyah. Yep, so let me go focus on this, man. This dog driving me crazy. So I'm going to go take care of this. And don't forget, look forward tonight. We're going to be live. So if you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification button. We're going to be going live from here. I'm out. Peace, Tevin.